Hi all, welcome to my presentation. I am Gismaria Dominic. Today our topic is entity relationship diagram. So what is entity relationship diagram? It is a diagram that shows us the relationship between entity set that are stored in a database. So it is nothing but a diagram that shows us the relationship among two or more entity that is defined in the database. So when we talk about the database, ER diagram is very useful in explaining the logical architecture of the database. So it is a main part of the database management system. And here are some main components and its symbols when we draw an ER diagram. So all the entities which are strong can be represented using a rectangular shape, and weak entity can be represented using double rectangular shape. So what is a strong entity and weak entity? Strong entity means entity which has a key attribute, and weak entity in the opposite hand, it doesn't have a key attribute. And all the attributes can be represented using a ellipse shape, or it can be an oval shape. And there are different types of attributes: single valued attributes, composite attributes, and multi-valued attributes. So multi-valued attributes can be represented using a double ellipse, and composite attribute is also very important, and we can discuss during our example. And the relationship can be represented using a diamond, and weak relationship can be represented using double diamond. And the next topic is entity. What is entity? A real-world thing, either living or non-living, that is easily recognizable and unrecognizable. It is anything in the enterprise that is to be represented in our database. So it can be a person, it can be a place, object, event, concept. Okay, so let car be a entity. There may be different number of cars, and let car 1, car 2, car 3 be in the entity. So the car 1, car 2, car 3, it all forms a entity set. So so basically entity set is a group of similar kind of entities, or it is a collection of similar kind of entities. And entity type means a person or an organization, object type, or a concept about which information is stored. Or we can say that an entity and its attributes all forms a entity type. Okay, here is an example. Here entity A and entity B. There are two entities A and B, and these two entities are related with the relationship R. So here is a relationship R, and it is represented in the diamond shape. And entity A has some attributes, and it can be name, age, place, or anything. And in the same way, entity B also has some attributes. So it is a general idea how a ER diagram look, and or how we can draw a ER diagram. It is a basic, or it is a fundamental idea. So my topic, or I am going to implement the hospital management system using ER diagram. We know hospital management system is very vast. So consider this is a small clinic, and this ER diagram shows us the relationship between different entities. And this will provide a preview of how your table should connect and what field are going to be on each table. So in my system, there are three entity, which is a doctor and the patient and the medicine. and there is two relationship between doctor and the patient, which is treats. That means doctor treats patient, and corresponding to that, patient pays for the medicine. So there are two relationship and three entity, and each entity has three or more attributes, which is name, place, or something like that. So so this is the general idea of hospital management system. And this is my ER diagram of hospital management system. And we can see here doctor, patient, medicine are the three entities present here. And doctor and patient, the two entities are related by relationship treats, and patient and medicine is related by using bill relationship. So this means doctor can treat patient, and patient bill for the corresponding medicine. And the doctor entity have some attributes like doctor ID, specification, qualification, name. Here doctor ID is key attribute because it is underlined. Qualification and specialization is multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is attribute which can have more values. So we know that specialization, a doctor can be specialized in many field or many subject, and a doctor can have many qualification. So it is a multi-valued attribute. And name is a composite attribute. Composite attribute is very important. And what is composite attribute? Composite attribute is attribute that can be split into more. So here name. Name is an attribute, and in that name there can be first, middle, and last. So the name can be split into first, middle, and last. And then when we talk about patient, patient has patient ID, date of birth, age, and address. So here also patient ID is a key attribute, and age is a derived attribute. Derived attribute is something that is derived from other attribute present. So age can be derived from date of birth, we know that. And address is also a composite attribute, and that can be split into city and area. And medicine entity has price, code, and quantity. Here code is also a key attribute. So all the entities present here is strong entity because all of have key attributes. And when we talk about the relationship, we can talk about the cardinality. Also here doctor and patient is having a one-to-many relationship because a doctor can treat many patients. Okay, so doctor and patient have one-to-many relationship, and patient and medicine are two entities which is having a relationship many to many, because there are more patients, there are multiple patients there, and each of one have to pay for the medicine. And suppose a patient can a patient is having multiple medicine, and so he has to pay for that medicine, and there can be many patients which is having uh, many medicines, so it is many to many relationship. And this is a simple diagram or simple ER diagram which is not complex, and it can be easily identified. So when we create our database, we can easily identify the attributes. We can easily identify the association association among the entities, and also we can find the properties of each entities. So this is very helpful when we create a database. So this is all about my presentation. Thank you.